Trek the Trak is a group of like-minded adventure seekers who travel annually to Australia's outback in search of the road less travelled. Traversing this harsh country on motorcycles and ably supported by a four-wheel drive support crew, Trek the Trak is not about getting from A to B, but the journey in between. The team recognises the crucial role played by the Royal Flying Doctor Service in the remote outback and raises funds and awareness to assist the flying doctors in continuing to provide this vital service. This, the team's fifth adventure, is heading from Wangaratta to Vokes Hill in the remote northwest of South Australia, deep within the Great Victoria Desert. Our previous trip to Maralinga saw the demise of our trusty support trailer known as Chuckwagon, used for transporting supplies and equipment for the riders and support crew. Goods and services kindly donated by businesses and individuals from around Victoria assisted with the construction of a new Chuckwagon. With state-of-the-art heavy-duty independent suspension, aluminium panelling and a solid compact design, the trailer is the culmination of many hard lessons learned by the side of the track. This is her maiden voyage.
This machine?
It's good. Goes all right.
Does it go as well as the other red beamer?
Yeah, not quite. Just one more horsepower. Brad's bike's smoother than mine, but not for long. They'll suck up the air duct tube.
Ripper first day, men. All got together and pulled a big day, 680 odd Ks, so that was an excellent effort, even though it was cold, and I did note that you bike boys did sook a little bit about the cold. Major award today, of course, is something that'll help us out for the rest of the trip, that I reckon. A couple of the new blokes here today from yesterday, a few of us had trouble telling them apart who was who, because they're both riding red beamers, although one's a little bit faster than the other, we've established. They've got similar hats, Fink Rally hats, so I think that's changed today though. They've got matching little suits that they wear, except one's white and one's red. Just to help us out in the tradition of Trek the Trak, we're going to present them with some Trek the Trak special edition bandanas that are same but different. Now if you want to change them around, if you want to have a little fight about them, a little lover's tiff, that's okay. But as long as we know in the end who's wearing what.
Bike's been tampered with, mate.
Tell me more.
Well, I think there's probably someone here that'd be able to tell you a lot more about it than me, to be honest. Carlos?
Brad's blown a tear duct when I wasted it before on a drag.
All I'd like to say is that just remember you threw the first punch, right?
It's not like you to wait for the first one. Hey, you stole it out of your bag! Yeah, good one. Well, good on you, mate. You get that?
It's a good look.
Actually, that went pretty well. What?
We've come to the RFDS base here at Port Augusta to get a bit of a tour, a bit of a look around and to see where the cash goes. Jock's looking for a job. Apparently they pay more here, so we'll see what we can tee up for him.
So Kate, we're at Royal Flying Doctor Service, Port Augusta. What actually happens here in this building? I see it says Central Operations Incorporated, but what are the things that happen here?
Well, Central Operations is South Australia and lower half of Northern Territory. And we have three bases in Central Operations. We have Adelaide, Port Augusta and Alice Springs. Flight nurses and medical officers, that's doctors. And we also have our operational communications centre. So all our dispatch, everything for the entire Central Operations area is done from here.
So this is our operations control centre.
Okay.
So these guys are responsible to allocate our resources out to their resources in Adelaide, Port Augusta, Alice Springs and Broken Hill after hours. So all up around about 15 aircraft. They've got the ability to allocate and dispatch.
And how do your calls come in? Do you take O calls here directly, or would you be more turned out by an ambulance service or police?
Yeah, so the majority of our requests come from the ambulance service. A lot of our service is about prevention rather than having to go there for the emergency. So we do clinic flights to the smaller communities.
Yep.
So we'll take a doctor, community nurse, mental health nurse, that sort of stuff, out to the communities that wouldn't usually get that facility that we have the opportunity to just go around the corner to see a GP.
Yeah.
They basically provide that service out in the middle of nowhere. On an average, these guys in here probably move anywhere between 23, 28 patients a day.
Oh, okay.
Ranging in priorities, obviously, from your critical all the way down to repatriations.
Yeah.
Which is your patients out of, so they've come into the major metropolitan hospitals. Now they need to go back to their smaller hospitals to finish their rehab and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Which is also important to free up the beds in the bigger hospitals.
Yes,
sort of thing. So it's a
of
big
demand.
revolving sort of, you know.
Yeah. So you'll do that transport type flight?
Yes.
Yeah.
So all the community fundraising that we do, things like Trek the Trak that you're doing now, and all of our auxiliaries and support groups that we have all around South Australia and Northern Territory, having badge days and raffles, and then our corporate sponsors and community supporters. All that money goes to replacing our aircraft and keeping them with the most up-to-date medical equipment.
I don't know where we are. We're on a road somewhere.
Look at it. Where would you want to be? Why would you want to be anywhere else, mate?
It's day 2, 5 o'clock. We're actually in the desert. We're not back fixing trailers somewhere.
Not going to have any trailer problems, mate, that's for sure.
He's hoping.
Look.
I don't think we've been fixing trailers. This is, where's some wood? I need to hang on to some wood and touch some wood.
No, mate, there's only one bloke here that looks like he should be wearing these, and that's Big Bad Gas.
I know what you're thinking of.
And now we're camping out here where we've got some red dirt under our feet instead of carpet, and everyone's really happy.
One of the issues on a trip like this, of course, is trying to keep everyone happy. It's very hard to keep everyone happy, and someone's been a little unhappy. We just had a little incident where someone thought their keys were missing. They were getting a bit unhappy, but they've been really unhappy because they're missing their favourite bandana. At great expense to management to try and keep everyone happy, we had a whip round and we whipped in to Port Augusta, which of course is the home of the skull beanies, skull bandanas.
I want that one.
And Carl, if you'd like to come forward, please, and hopefully this will keep you happy and stop you sooking about your bandana. So here you go, mate, at great expense. You got to put your own sticker on it, though. You look after me, that's right. All right, but wait, there's more. Last night we were lucky enough to get some sunglasses that looked ripping, looked good, but amongst the blokes, one bloke really stood out with the sunglasses. He looked really, really good with them on. However, it was mentioned that he would look even better with a bandana. We did find a black one for Mr. Cool Gary Craig. How do you wear these things? No, that's back to front. That's it there.
Yeah, oh beauty.
Yeah. Oh, you put these on while I tie the back.
Oh, rightio.
Now jump on.
You're Mr. Cool when
Now jump on your Harley, mate.
Rightio.
This is our Helinox chairs that we've all purchased. The idea of that is they're very compact, very light, very comfortable. It doesn't take a lot of room. It saves us on weight as well. If you see, great little chair there, and then it all packs up into this little bag. There you go, there's 3 chairs.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
They've voted it out, mate. It's got to go.
Gone.
There it is.
All right. Yeah, you sure it's not related to the fact that the other red bike is faster than this red bike and you might be seeking to gain an aerodynamic advantage?
I like that. Aerodynamic advantage. It's
Aerodynamic
actually
advantage.
Like I did have a couple of goes yesterday.
Yeah.
Level 1. Today we hit the dirt.
Yeah?
Hit the dirt and looking forward to that.
Tell us what that means to you.
Traction control off. ABS off. Just light it up.
Jock just doesn't have a lot of luck, mate. His BMW that he spent $1,500 on to try and get it to go faster than all of ours just isn't cutting it. So he's actually well and truly behind the 8 ball at the moment, mate. So he's struggling.
I believe he's even trying to sabotage other people's bikes.
He is.
To slow him up.
Yes, he is. I found a Explorer sock shoved in my air filter snorkel yesterday.
We're in a harsh country, mate, and we need water to keep going. So here we are at Coober Pedy, filling up the water tanks, the water drums, with the automatic water dispensing machine. It's nearly dearer than petrol. But man's not a camel.
So, mate, you're a racehorse owner, I believe.
Yeah, he is.
Hey? Is that true?
Rumour is fact.
Right, okay. And what's the name of the horse?
It's an unusual name.
Yeah, what is it?
Can't remember.
Can't remember. I reckon you should have called it Outboard. Yeah,
Why?
because it probably runs at 50 to 1.
Well, we're fueled up, we got water, we're getting more beer, we got some gas, and we're heading out towards the Anne Beadell. So we're camping at Tallaringa or close to tonight. It's about 5 o'clock now, and we should be about an hour away.
Overshoot a quarter, jockey. All I can see was.
We're into Coober Pedy, a bit of a dust storm, rainstorm. We loaded up and headed out the Anne Beadell, and it was great to get on the dirt and let it rip.
It was a nice run out here tonight too.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, yeah, no kangaroos or emus or anything out here. Nothing can survive out here.
Love it. Just beautiful. The flowers, unreal. Put my new boots on, mate. I've worked out I'm going to have to have everything going for me to catch you, Carl.
How good is this? Are you waking up to all these wildflowers all around you, getting the swag? It's beautiful.
Bradley, it's now daylight, and we're still fricking around with his tyre. What's going on?
Just can't get the bead out, mate. They're as hard as a cat's head, these things.
What are we up to now?
About 85. See if we can get up to 90 and you might get some really good footage.
We won't be around to see it though.
Oh!
Hey!
Hey!
But I'll pull that one from yesterday, or more even this morning, and that's one that we can use to commemorate Linverdale. And we've all read, or if you've read Len's books or know anything about him, all he used to do of an evening was look at the stars and get astrofixes and fix tyres.
So this morning it was great to see Brad get up at 4:15 in memory of Len and commence to fix tyres. And also it was great to see in memory of Len that even though you got up at 4:15, you were still going at about 7:30 trying to fix the same tyre. To commemorate that and to make a presentation to you, we've got the Linverdale Memorial Bandana today, which is green, just in recognition of the colour of what his Land Rover might have started before he smashed it through the scrub. So if you'd like to come more,
Good on you, mate.
Right, there you go. They can go with your other one.
Done well.
Yeah, you're going to end up with a lot of these by the end of the trip.
What's with these streamers?
Oh, well, I thought it was my birthday, but I picked the wrong day. I do like it though, very colourful. I don't know how it's going to go with the aerodynamics of the speed that I'll be trying to achieve on the Anne Beadell.
Conditions are great. We've got 10.5 degrees at 9:30 in the morning, so we're looking good for a nice day. We've got to get used to this bike moving around again. It's been 12 months since we were here last with this soft sand, and the bike really moves around a lot.
Can't hurt it. It might get a bit more power. See how it goes.
I overshot the corner, Brocky, at some rate of knots right near Carlos.
First one.
Be plenty more of them, I reckon, mate.
I've learned a very valuable lesson.
What is that?
You're going to put your stand down in the sand. You put something underneath it. Went down, mate. Went down. Mate, hang on. Carl, can you explain what's happened here, please, mate? Hey, look at this.
Can you please?
Physical impossibility.
It is, isn't it?
You could not do this if you tried.
Can you please just put my doodle back where you found it, Carl?
How did you do that?
Carl's not happy. He's just said to me 10 minutes ago, 2 things he hates in life are zips and flies. Thanks, mate.
I was coughing both in one ear.
Yeah, we're just taking it easy today. There's only one support car, which is us. If we don't get there, no one gets there. So we're just poking along, taking it easy, and enjoying the flora and fauna, actually.
The conditions are as close to perfect as you're going to get, I think. Track's great. Weather's good. What's it, about 16 degrees?
Beautiful.
Doesn't get any better than this. The general consensus so far is that the track's quite a bit smoother than it was last time we came through here.
There you go! Beautiful!
This soft stuff's a lot of fun, but It is fairly hard work. Key is to try and keep the speed and keep it accelerating through the sand. If you can manage that, she stays about as straight as it's ever going. Just touching on 100 clicks through the scrub there. The bike really seems to agree with that sort of speed along here. As crazy as that might sound, it's a bit more controllable.
And then I hear Jock coming. He's gone, come up over the hill and shot straight into the scrub.
He's not going to go. Come out, come out.
What happened, mate?
That wasn't meant to happen.
I'm lying down here having a spell at a nuclear test site. Does that seem a little bit strange to you?
No, not to you.
Chuck wagon was a little bit behind us, and so Jock's headed back, and then we finally got him on the UHF and decided to set up camp.
It was amazing actually, out in the desert and away from civilization, but I actually got to witness a couple of suicide bombers this afternoon, mate. come over a sand dune and overshoot a corner by about 2.5 kilometres. Possibly some of the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life, mate.
Yeah, it got a little bit sideways. And the engine cut out. That was the setup though. I mean, nasty corner, very nasty. Brad's obviously there with the camera and that, so yeah, bit of a setup. But no, it's good. We had a great day.
It held together.
It held together, tripper. Had a day there today, a couple of times, went past old Tallaringa Trackside Park. Flashback to last year, I thought, thank God we've got a better trail.
One person I think deserves a special mention, and it's our own resident Wolfman. And it's taken a few years to get him on the trek, but he's finally decided, yep, I'm going to join these blokes and see what it's all about. So, Larky, for all your efforts and being a great support crew member, we have a special Trek the Trak 5 limited edition bandana I'd like to present to you. So. Well done.
A few dunes coming up again, and apparently the road's a little bit better from Emu heading west. Managed to find a pretty big rock with the front wheel and put a massive dent in the rim. So I'll try and avoid it this morning, if I in fact see it.
Carl, what happened, mate? What?
Talk to me, mate, talk to me.
No pulse, mate.
No pulse?
Nah. Carl! Carl! What happened? Shit, he's lost a bit of nick, the big fella.
Well, Carlos has had a big get off, mate, hasn't he?
I'll tell you, Brocky, you're going to eat your words, mate. You said he was spineless. And Just goes to show, doesn't it? Doesn't take long to perish out in these conditions, does it, Jock?
It's still there, Gary.
Look at that, eh?
How good's that? Those blokes have been here before.
Yeah, that is good.
Amazing landscape out here. The bomb blast has left it almost treeless, but you still get these beautiful sturt desert bees popping up, and the odd shrub and the odd tree struggling to get re-established.
I couldn't see it was close finish, but I think I did.
Our previous trip we went south from here to Maralinga. This time we're heading west to Oaks Hill. These boys have been here too. Beautiful red sand, fairly soft. So far the corrugations are smaller and the track looks a little bit more overgrown, so maybe not as much traffic this side as well. Oh, far out, that one hurt.
What's going on, man? That's only the first one for the day.
Right now, I had to do it right now, didn't I? There's a camera. Freaking hell.
I just provide a bit of entertainment for everyone waiting here, and happened to just, the bike was tired, I just wanted to have a little rest.
Now you know what it's like when you shoot a buffalo, how they fall. not very gracefully.
Those trees, have a look at them. They whip you as you go through. Terrible. You hit them, knocks you off, and down you go. You can't look around, you've got to stay in the rut.
Yep.
You can't ride in the middle. On the side of the track.
It is excellent, isn't it?
The Trek the Trak team are hooking up a storm.
When you say on the side of the track, the side and the right side.
This is where the good stuff starts.
He loves his seat, the big fella. He'll take his seat. How is it, mate?
It's not very comfortable like this. The seat was fucking stolen. Your seat was stolen. Someone, who would have done that? I got no idea.
There's a movie being made, and you're going to come to the movie, obviously, to watch yourself, I dare say. Yeah? Yeah. And you won't be there, because I just won't be filming you anymore. It's been sabotaged.
What had happened?
It was missing a seat. And I was now a low rider. Where was it? Nowhere to be found. Oh, actually, I did see it take off in a cloud of dust on the back of that other bike with someone laughing his head off. All the way.
It wasn't far. 50 k's or something.
One of yours, Brad?
It is, mate. It's coming back for warranty, apparently. Yeah.
Looks okay.
No, it's just a tyre issue, I think, Rocky.
Well, we're still punting along the Anne Beadell. We've about 95 k's still to Vokes Hill. Plenty of soft sand, plenty of corners. Be careful not to get whacked with anything too big. Grab the bars and send you over. Well, I'm sure everyone's going to get a laugh out of that. As I was saying about the soft sand, shall we have another go?
Have you seen the others?
Yeah.
What's the go? Are you able to continue or?
Fucking oath.
What happened?
Oh, it's just, can't get a breath.
How far back?
Oh, not that far back. I was fucking filming. That's where you guys all went past me.
Yeah.
I called Carl. I'll give him a bit of a scare.
Yeah.
Past him, and there's this tree sticking a fair way out. I collected it. And after I passed him, threw it over the bars.
Well, Jock's just had a big off, done some damage to his ribs and a fair bit of damage to the bike. Still mobile, but we're going to pull up stumps down the track as soon as we can catch up to Brad and Uncle Gary.
Strap him up.
Had to do that now?
Those must pull up soon.
Well, I think Gary's problem is he's probably doesn't have enough juice to come back anyway, so he might have been pressing on to get there.
I've only got fucking 20 k's and I'm out.
Yeah, he's in a lot of pain. Says he's okay, but he's not okay. He's going to be real sore later if he's not already. No sign of the guys yet. Probably gone about 20 k's from the last stop. Carlos has gone ahead and he's trying to track him down. A bit of talk on the radio there now, maybe he's found him. You want to wait for the boys, get some stuff, or you just want to keep going? Alright.
So careful.
Stop it! Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
It was freaking epic.
What did he do?
Well, I'm on the right rut. He's come flying up on the left-hand side, and it actually didn't scare me. I thought, oh yeah, there goes Jock. And then within 2 seconds, there's bang, dust,
What did you hit?
Jock flying. He's hit a bush on the side. It's just grabbed him, gone. I didn't talk for about 3 minutes. He was just on the ground. And then he told me what he was trying to do, and I just started pissing out laughing. That's after I knew everyone was okay.
Yeah. A bit rusty this morning.
Yeah, not surprised.
Very cold night.
Especially worse because you didn't get in a sleeping bag, eh?
Couldn't get in it properly, couldn't move. I've just ducked off from camp. I didn't want to hear it. This morning after the accident, pretty pissed off about the whole thing. You know, letting the team down, myself down. It's not so much the speed, it's the loss of concentration. I went past Carl, I started laughing, and you just lose everything. You lose your thought processes, using your brakes to slide, accelerator, you throttle to, change the direction of the bike. That's what happens. So, trip's bigger than me. Make sure that the trip plans don't get changed, and I have a crack at jumping on the bike, ride it this morning. Trouble is when you ride slower, sand grabs you. So it actually makes it a bit more harder to control. I've got my well strapped up just to brace myself. I think I've busted a couple of ribs. There's some sort of nerve damage to my shoulder. So I was lying in bed last night, fucking freezing. Couldn't get in the swag properly inside the sleeping bag. It was a long cold night. And, on stage there, I started fading in and out. I was lying there, I could hear popping sound in my chest. So I put my hand over it, I could feel it popping every time I breathed. I started getting all broke out in a sweat. And I called out to Brad. I wanted a first aid kit. So that's a fractured rib, but punctured lung is something different. It's obviously when you get air in the pleural cavity, it can be life-threatening if it develops into what's called a tension neurothorax. So what it is, you can sometimes feel like a bubble wrap underneath your chest. You can actually pop it. It shows you've got air in there. So what you need to do, it's like a 14 gauge needle. Yeah. Locate your clavicle or your collarbone here, and your nipple. It's generally halfway in between mid-clavicular line, so halfway between the sternum and then your clavicle there. Punch that through. I'm going to release the trap there and potentially save your life. That's a larger version, one more permanent solution to it. I'm not here doing this video to be the tough guy. But the reality is, I want the trip to continue as normal. So just pissed off that it ended up like this. Anyway, still having a good time. Show goes on. got it covered.
How you feeling?
Can't go to the rescue.
So here we are at the Unnamed Conservation Park, which is actually named the Unnamed Conservation Park. Couldn't come up with anything. Let's call it Unnamed. We're regrouping a little after a bit of battling away yesterday, and obviously some injuries over here to Jock. He's looking like he wants to press on.
We're in the Great Victoria Desert, which you're probably aware of. It's Australia's largest dune desert, and it stretches from the edge of the Nullarbor Plain, where we're heading, north towards Everard, Musgrove and the Warburton Ranges, and west back to the Gawler and Stewart Ranges, which we've visited before, and off to near Laverton in Western Australia. So it's a massive, I think it takes up 6% of Australia's landmass. It's a massive desert. I was thinking the other day, there's two ways to do the Anne Beadell Trak as well, which runs through this Great Victoria Desert, and that you can do it hard or you can do it harder. And I think no one's been going harder than old mate Jock over there. And he went hard yesterday and went down hard. But he's showing his hardness by standing up today, and he's going to get back on his bike. But Jock, if you'd like to come forward, we're going to make a few presentations to you this morning. So we've got your set of glasses. We've had them specially constructed out of somewhat tough BMW front guard, front windshield. So you've got some glasses now. So as you're riding along today, if there's a tree on the side of the track, just try and miss it, all right?
I will.
We called up the flying doctors just to make sure, you know, Jesus, if we've got to pull him out of here. And so last night they had a plane going over and they dropped a drop for us, the flying doctors, just to make sure that you were all right. And they've sent along a special nurse. So this is the Royal Flying Doctor Service Nurse Bear. So it'll serve a couple of different purposes, I think. One, it'll be able to look after you. But two, if you're getting a bit sooky la la, you'll be able to cuddle your little bear, and that might make you feel better. So is this arm working?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, we'll put that under there.
Thank you very much.
I haven't finished yet. But of course, each day we've been presenting a bandana, and today you get the Trek the Trak commemorative blue and black banner, because that will signify or denote what your chest is going to look like after a day or two. It's going to be black and bloody blue. So you can wear that with pride. I'll put that on for you, mate. Yeah.
These are not really awards I wanted to win.
No, but you have.
You have no choice in the matter.
We're heading off towards Vokes Hill, around about 30 k's from where we are at the moment.
It's blown the rear shocker.
Oh really?
And have a look at the fucking number plate in the back tyre.
Ooh. Brad noticed riding behind Jock that there was oil coming out of the back shock, so it's obviously blown the seal or bent the shaft or something, so the shock's had it, but obviously the bike's still upright because it's sitting on the spring, and the whole rear cross member frame assembly on the back is all bent, sort of across to one side, so when he's hit the tree it's obviously bent it. But he's pushing on. Wouldn't be much fun to ride. The back of the bike will be bouncing all over the place, so it's going to be real hard work, especially with the damage to his ribs and his shoulder. But to his credit, he's hanging in there.
You've been playing in the sand.
Bike's having a bit of a rest.
What's happened?
I don't know. She doesn't want to go.
Flooded?
So.
Was it laying down?
Yeah, it just decided to have a rest.
Right. Tough bit of track this.
It's because it's so slow, I think.
Some really big dunes now, and the sand is really, really deep and really, really soft.
Blew the shock. It's like a pongo stick. Still mobile though, so that's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, Robin. Over and out. We've just been able to get onto the sat phone and get onto old Robin Matthews from Maralinga last year. He's going to confirm with us about 2 o'clock regarding a fuel drop at Oak Valley.
We're up to Vokes Hill to climb the mountain.
Rightio, good for you. Can you climb it for me?
Yeah.
Rightio,
I will
good
climb
work.
it for you.
All right.
I promise.
Stay safe.
You too.
We'll be waiting.
Yeah?
Oh, we're not going anywhere.
There's a website called XNatMap, which was the blokes who did the geodetic survey work in the 60s and 70s. And a lot of them went to this point. So go from here to West Australia, like driving along in trucks, putting up towers and doing line of sight survey work. Yeah.
Made it.
Lenny might be.
Vokes Hill.
No wonder Vokesy came up here. That's pretty impressive, isn't it?
Here we are on Vokes Hill. This is the hill that was discovered by R.T. Morris in his 1901 expedition and named after Bill Vokes, who was his general hand and his cook. So we're not all here. We've got 3 helmets because it's been a tough trip. So for Brad and Jock and Carl, who are back at the base, we're here with your gear men. You're here with us in spirit. Because Trek the Trak is a team effort, and we wouldn't be here without you guys back there helping us to get to here. So it's all good, boys. Good on you.
Heading south from Vokes Hill to Oak Valley. And Carl's arranged for fuel there with our old friend Robin Matthews from Maralinga.
Jock catching him all the time, so we want to make sure we stay behind him in case he needs a hand. And we need to put the bike on the car, but he's still pushing on, which is just bloody incredible.
How you feeling?
Not been better.
I saw you, just took my mind off it and then fucking bang.
This is fucked.
This is hard. I don't know how the fuck you're doing it.
How things go today, alright?
Dog paddle my way around.
Dog paddle?
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah. Swimming?
Swimming.
Just head above the water.
Yep.
Sterling effort, I reckon.
You got here?
Yeah, excellent. Good for tomorrow.
Yep. minus 3.5 last night. I don't think that helped much at all. I'm stiffened up, I think. Day 3. I couldn't get out of bed. Had to put my arms around Brad to lift me out. So I was struggling a bit. I can't ride it this morning. It's not doing me any good. If I fall off, I'd do some serious damage. And possibly make that call, mate, that I don't want to make.
Yeah.
It's the RFDS.
How you feeling?
I'm not real good. The bike's up in the back of the ute.
How are you feeling?
Not real good.
We're going to fly you out.
It's looking like it.
So mate, you woke up this morning in a fair bit of pain. We spoke about pain of 1 to 10. What did you get to this morning?
It was 10. Actually, I couldn't get out of bed. I tried for half an hour. I struggled to breathe for a fair bit there. But I tightened all up because of the cold. So
Yeah.
Just had a bit of trouble breathing. I can't take a deep breath in.
A little bit pale, isn't he? Hey, not so much. Shit, his breast stinks too, Jock.
This is all your fault.
I know. I know it is.
That's all that happened, wasn't it,
No,
Carlos?
it was. Ah, poof. What's going on, Brock?
Gary found this air cleaner. And as you know, Gary likes to bring these things along with us, just in case we need them. And I didn't think we'd need it, but we found a use for it.
I don't want Jock to know, but I'm going to take his muffler, because it's better than mine, and he can't ride anymore.
Ambulance, please. I'm in South Australia. I'm in outback South Australia in the Great Victoria Desert. Closest town would be Oak Valley. Oscar Alpha Kilo. Victor Alpha Lima Lima Echo Yankee. It's a difficult address. It's a difficult address to give. I'm calling on a sat phone. I'm in the Great Victoria Desert. I can give you lats and longs. 284223 south. And at 1303317 east. You there? Dropped out. I need an ambulance in Adelaide, South Australia. I was just calling and speaking to an operator. I'm the caller from the Great Victoria Desert, the Vokes Hill Cook Road, Oak Valley. We're to the northwest, well to the northwest of Maralinga. We're well remote. We are mobile with the issue that we have. We can get to an airport. We could get, our closest airport is Oak Valley or Maralinga. We're a party of motorbike riders and one support vehicle, 5 motorbikes, 1 support vehicle. 2 days ago, one of the riders had a fall. He attempted to continue yesterday and rode for some distance. He's woken this morning and he's quite sore. He is a Victorian ambulance paramedic. Yep. So his understanding of his situation is that he has several broken ribs, which are creating issues with his breathing. He has a problem with his hip. He's not quite sure what it is, but it's sore. A shoulder issue, which is just difficulty raising his arm, using his arm, and general body soreness. He's 44. Yeah, 4'4". He's quite good looking, really. Wait. Awake? Yeah, yeah, he's well awake, yeah. Oh yeah, he's been breathing for a couple of days. He just can't continue. There's no bleeding, but he's clearly having difficulty walking. When you look at him, you can tell that he's sore, that he's hurting. Oak Valley. No, we're to the west of Maralinga. We're on the Vokes Hill Cook Road. We're about 25 kilometres south of Vokes Hill Corner on the Anne Beadell Highway. She's organising paramedics to help now. I'm staying on the line until she can give me some directions. Our estimation of our situation is that there will be no vehicle able to reach us, that it will require an air ambulance flying doctor. We will be out before you get a car here. Yeah, well, again, our estimation of our situation is we can travel to Oak Valley Airport and be met there, and that would be our best case scenario. All right, that'd be great. Thanks, Emily. Good on you. Bye. Right, Monday the 18th of August, and here we are on the side of the Vokes Hill to Cook Track, and we've loaded up the bike, and it's always a poignant moment, I think, when we've loaded up the bike, because it means someone hasn't been able to continue on the track. Jock, I reckon all of us hold you now in deepest respect for the crack that you had yesterday, and in continuing on under extremely trying circumstances, just to listen to you trying to get out of bed and mucking about this morning. I think, oh, you poor fucking bastard. And given it's such a poignant moment, and you know, we might be feeling a little bit stressed and a little bit about it, I just want to make sure everyone knows that we've got the stress relief equipment here, Trek the Trak stress relief, as patented and invented by David Brock. So if you're feeling a bit knackered, just grab the hammer. If you just want to get something out, you know, get that dirty water off your chest, and just give it a bit of a whack.
Maybe a bit harder than that.
A bit harder.
Don't. Oh,
yeah, so that works better.
So I'll just hand that around. Anyone who wants to have a bit of a go at that?
Can I have another go?
Don't do it.
Your turn.
I'm not doing it. No way.
Better. One for you, Jock. Right, I know you want to do it.
No, don't.
I've got one more thing. Yesterday we went to Vokes Hill Corner, and probably my overall target, what I really wanted to do was get to Vokes Hill, and I got there, but only 4 of us got there. And so thanks, I wanted to say thanks to Carl, Jock and Brad for your efforts in helping us get to where we did, to leap off. It's a bit like, I felt a bit like Neil Armstrong on the moon, and who was the bloke that was left in the orbiter? No one can remember his name. But what I did, I grabbed a bit of the sand from the top of the hill for you. So if you just want to come forward, you can at least have or feel some Vokes Hill sand in your hands. So if you want to come forward, Brad.
Good on you, mate.
There you go.
You're an absolute champion.
Rub your hands onto that. You alright, old mate?
Yep. That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about. Old mate, just spin around there, get the camera. Thanks, Ferg. This will clean the sunscreen off your hands.
Thank you.
We're heading to Oak Valley, which is an Aboriginal community about 130 k's to the southeast. We were heading there for fuel, and now we're also heading there for the Royal Flying Doctor Service. A bit like being on a roller coaster. These dunes are quite close together, and this really well graded road means you can get up a lot of speed. You've still got pretty good vision, so you zip along pretty well, and when you get to the tops of the dunes you get this awesome light feeling as you sort of glide across. The bike gets really loose, but it just feels amazing.
We've had no contact from anyone and no contact from RFDS at this point in time. Oh yeah, he's hurting, but he's up and about, he's walking around, he's eating food.
There's a remote clinic at Oak Valley there that
Yep.
has an RN that is aware that you're on the way there
Yep.
and ready to assess the patient. If anything, just call back 000 and ask for myself and Region, and I'll, just repeat your story.
Yeah, thanks Lisa, really appreciate your help with that. That's good, we're on our way.
Oak Valley. It's good to be here.
Fly me out to Sajuna, where I'll be assessed. Yeah, because there's another patient that's got to go there. No, I just hit a tree.
Hit a tree?
Sideways and off about 100 k's.
Yeah.
We're flying you out
To Sajuna.
so you can get checked out properly. Yeah. Okay, and if it's all clear, we'll pick you up on the way through tomorrow.
RFDS to the rescue. We're supposed to be raising money for them.
Well, you still are, mate.
What's
Valley.
here? How many people are here? What happens
What have we
here?
got? About 60 people we can sustain in Oak Valley just for our limited water.
Yep.
So we have anywhere from 0 up to 60. We have regular school attendance of about 25 kids. I've got a nice new school
Yeah.
here. We have an arts centre, we have a clinic, we have an aged care facility.
Yep.
We have a training centre. We've got a
What, you want to get off too, mate?
a church,
Oh yeah, you got a church, yeah?
youth and rec, and a rage cage. And
What's a rage cage?
What's a rage cage, Lyndon?
Tennis court.
Tennis court.
Oh, okay.
And soccer.
Yeah.
What else?
Bike.
Bikes.
Yeah. What about cricket?
Footy?
Footy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you've just described Oak Valley to us. What about you? You're here with your partner Andrew, and so what's your role here? What do you do? Do you
So
it
my
sounds
role-
like you do everything.
We do. We have to have a little bit of knowledge about most things. So we have. I oversee an arts program. I oversee school attendance. Keep an eye on the sport and rec to see what they're needing down there, which angles they're wanting to head, what's new and required down there. Keep an eye on aged care. Yeah, that's pretty much what we do.
That's excellent.
So the doctors rung back and said Jock will be going to Adelaide, and that's because there's some assessments they need to do on him to make sure that there's no other injuries that we're not aware of. Jeez, Jock, I don't know. What are you doing?
Oh, just.
We're having spaghetti
I've got
for
nothing
tea.
I think it's spaghetti for two. Just
Yeah, mess
Gary
it
was
up.
cooking and it exploded out of the pot.
Carl looks like he's been hit by a spaghetti hand grenade.
Sorry to see you go, but glad that you're going to get checked out. And
Yeah, I'd like to stay on the trip. I feel good now.
yeah,
But I know I won't in a couple of hours if I don't take this stuff. I've loosened right up.
Yeah.
So, thanks a lot for having me on the trip.
No worries, mate. Thanks for coming.
Where's Jock going to sit? On the bike?
Oh yeah, well Jock will probably move around a bit between a couple of different bikes and in the car and so forth. But I think we need to take Jock with us.
Yeah, and we're about to load Jock into the Oak Valley ambulance and take him out to the airstrip to get picked up by the big bird.
And which big bird would that be?
That'd be the RFDS. That'd be these guys. we're just leaving Oak Valley with the ambulance, paramedic in the ambulance. Little did we know that 5 or 6 days ago when we visited the RFDS base in Port Augusta that we'd actually be requiring their services.
Excellent care here, Justin. Excellent care. You're a very, very special man.
Very lucky.
Do you feel special?
I feel like an idiot.
Brad, it's the morning after we saw Jock depart on the Big Bird to Adelaide to the hospital. How are you feeling about it all?
Yeah, a bit funny actually, mate. It was I was glad he went, but for his own sake. But yeah, not nice to not finish a trip with him, that's for sure.
It's funny, I think, because you think motorbike trip, there's blokes out in the bush and they're burning fuel and they're doing burnouts and they're riding everywhere and they're all drinking piss of a night, and it's not really about that. There's a lot of emotion and there's a lot of team and togetherness and doing bloke stuff together, and that blokes don't express emotion easily, and I think this trip brings it out.
It's sad not to have Jock here, isn't it? And I think we really noticed it last night. It was a much quieter camp. But as Jock wanted us to, we're going to press on today and we're going to complete the trip.
I think Brock hit the nail on the head. It was a lot quieter in the camp last night, and to see him depart in the way he did, he was very happy at the time. Might have been the morphine that he'd had prior to jumping on the plane. The trip continues, so that's what it's all about for.
Last week, when we were stocking up in Port Augusta, we were in the shopping centre car park. We had a lady with a small child come up to us, and she was wearing a Royal Flying Doctor Service polar fleece. I just said, we've just been out to the base, and she said, why were you there? And I explained why we went and visited, and that we raised a bit of money for the Royal Flying Doctor Service, and got talking to her, and she obviously worked for the Royal Flying Doctor Service. Anyway, lo and behold, when we rock up here last night to the plane to get Jock airlifted out, she was the one that was on the plane. So today we're headed back past Oak Valley and back onto the Cook Road, down to Cook on the Trans-Australia Railway line, or down across the Nullarbor to Nullarbor Roadhouse. It's a beautiful road, this one, very smooth surface and easy high-speed running. I told you you're a movie star, Carl. It's almost like riding on a concrete path. It's got a really nice hard pack straight down the middle. Beautiful country. Good riding too. Something that can really catch you unawares. You get a nice long straight section that looks pretty good. Pick up a bit of speed, and then before you can do a whole lot about it, there's a nice little rocky bit again, and you've either got to pick your way through it or crash right over the top. Not sure where the track goes here. Probably not through there. Oh, that'd be a tear. Contrast today has been amazing. From the big open woodland area up near Oak Valley, big dunes, the rocky plains, and now this saltbush plain, which is very impressive.
Look, these, golly gosh, these rocks are so bad, and gee whiz, like, I got really, really upset. You just don't see them. Just leave me alone.
It just looks like sand to me. I don't know what you're on about. Did you have any trouble, Brad?
Actually, I thought it wasn't too bad, but I could hear this swearing and cursing going on, and like, it was at least 4 kilometres back.
I was just coming along there, Brocky, and cracked a flat.
We're all running pretty low pressure because of the sand the last few days, but I don't think we get a lot of sand now. So,
What sort of numbers are you talking?
so we're all down maybe 15 or 16, and we're going up 25 or thereabouts. So just to try and reduce that possibility of a flat. Now, if you have a look at the rim here, you can see it's been copping a reasonable pounding, especially that little dip there. So yeah, it's a matter of time if we keep smacking them like that. So this is because there's an issue with the tyre?
Oh, well, there was. What happened, the first one, we hit a rock.
Yeah.
Which pinched the tube, but it also split the tyre, and the second one was due to the tyre being split.
Yeah.
Pinching the tube.
Okay.
So I've just cut the old tube and made like a sleeve for it.
Yep.
Hopefully that'll work.
It's in between the two liners. Could be like that. Who's the bastard? Where the fucker is?
Hey!
Well, I guess you found it.
Again, you could not do that if you tried, alright? I'm looking around for my phone, I'm looking everywhere, checked all my pockets, blah blah blah. Brocky goes, oh, I'll ring for you, see if we can find it. And it starts ringing. I can hear it, and I'm looking through pockets, I'm looking this pocket. Anyway, somehow I was able to get through this little hole down the inside of my leg, in between that and that. Anyway. So, Brocky, we're here in Cook after bashing away from Oak Valley this morning. It's been a fairly trying day, to be quite honest. Lots of varying conditions, and ended up with us running through some very rocky country, and it wasn't much fun on the bike or the car. But we're lucky enough, we bumped into Regina, and she's been kind enough to offer us some accommodation here in Cook, and we're going to be able to have a shower for the first time in 7 days. So we're all pretty excited about that, to be quite honest. Who the hell are you? Are you like an infiltrate? Jesus Christ! We're talking to you at Cook Railway Siding. You're a train driver, obviously.
Yes.
Obviously on a shift break. We noticed as we came into Cook, we had a train on the siding here, and it seemed fairly long. What's the length of the trains that you're pulling?
Up to 1,800 metres.
So as far as tonnage, a train 1.8 kilometres long, what are we pulling there as far as weight?
On average, 4,200 tonne.
So let's say to pull something like that up in emergency, how long would it take to stop that train?
Nowadays braking is pretty good. You'll probably lock her up and pull it up safely within 2 kilometres. For me, I love the bush and always love the bush. Coming out, different hours of the night, day, surprisingly enough, it does change.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It's bloody beautiful.
Pretty fortunate to have stayed in the old railway quarters here. 3 big wings, fairly solid brick establishment. This is where the train drivers do a swap. So here's the old dorms through here. Everyone had a room to themselves, so they looked after them pretty well, I suppose. And I reckon the drivers themselves would look forward to pulling up here at Cook and getting out of the train after driving in a straight line for about 470 kilometres. We've come up with a new objective and priority, and that is to maybe go and catch up with Jock at Adelaide Hospital. Looks like he's going to be there for about a week. It'd be a really good surprise for us to rock in there and say good day, old mate, and see how he's travelling.
Well, we're just departing Cook, heading south, deeper into the Nullarbor. Well, how's this for a ride? It's a fair bit different to yesterday. Dead straight, smooth as bitumen. Well, we've just turned off what the locals refer to as the Cook Highway, and we're heading toward the Nullarbor Roadhouse on a bit of a backtrack.
We're at a cave called Hole in Rocks Cave. Big Ian up at Cook put us onto us and give us some specific directions, because honestly, without directions, you're not going to find it.
Very docile. He's as cold as cold.
He looks unhappy.
He's not happy. The last thing he probably thought was going to happen today was some human was going to pick him up to scare another human. Fucking snake.
God! Yeah. Go yourself, Healy. Jesus, you're
Sorry, Carl, I frightened the shit out of you before, mate. I didn't mean to.
Yeah, we've just descended down into the Hole in the Rocks Cave in the Nullarbor Plain, and the plain's made, or sits on limestone, and over years and years and millions of years it gets eaten out with water. And we just crawled in this little hole, and when we got down in here, it's opened right out into this massive cave area.
The last couple of hours exploring some of the many caves out here on the Nullarbor Plain. You just wonder how anyone managed to find them out here. just approaching the Nullarbor Roadhouse on the air highway. After refuelling, we're going to press on east towards Fowler's Bay on the Great Australian Bight.
We are here actually this morning to make a special presentation, and it's recognition of creativity. Gary and I were walking down to the pier today, and it's just on dawn. The sun wasn't quite up, but a pink in the sky, and we looked up on the sandhill, and there's a bloke trekking along with a tripod on top of the sandhill. We looked at each other, and at about the same time we said, "That's Brocky." And I think when you see the movie, you think, wow, that's fantastic, but the work that actually goes into getting the shots to go like the sunrises and the colours is just sensational. I'd like to recognise that this morning, David, if you'd like to come forward and accept on our behalf the pink bandana of creativity.
Thank you, Steve. I've been looking forward to one of these, I really have.
You may well be able to cover up that shiny dome now, although it has prickled pretty quick.
Carl, you'll have to show me how to tie these. I know you're a bit of an expert, but maybe I'll just, do something like that.
Looks good.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, departing Fowler's Bay now for Penong, back up on the air highway for the run into Ceduna and across to Lake Gillies for tonight.
I think the mine's sort of turned into home a little bit now. Also, turn into our big man in the hospital, which we're going to hopefully see tomorrow.
I don't know, unlike Carlos, I just want to turn around and do it all again. The closer I get to home, the sadder I get.
We're just departing Ceduna for Lake Gillies with around 300 k's to travel this afternoon. We've just received word that Jock may be flown out tomorrow morning, and we're very keen to beat that flight. We'll be making a beeline for Adelaide first thing.
We've raised the bar again, Brock. It's just been really good.
We're going to sneak on down to Adelaide. We might even turn off the spot trackers just in case somebody's watching us. And
he'll be watching all right.
I'm sure he will be. And we'll see if we can catch up with Jockey before they ship him out.
Where are we going, Carl?
Royal Adelaide Hospital to see our mate.
We've arrived in Adelaide, just coming in the main drag, and we've bumped into all this traffic. Brad says as we're rocking in, I know where I'd rather be. And it ain't here.
Looking forward to seeing the big fella and presenting him with his rebuild kit. The rebuild kit's going to have a lung in it, a rib, and we decided that a heart wasn't required because we reckon the one he's got's doing a pretty good job. He's got no idea. He thinks we're skitching home the other way, and he's just going to be like a dog with two dicks, mate. He'll be that happy. bonus to me, boys.
Jockey!
Let it go, mate. There you go, brother. Lucky you didn't catch me a few minutes ago. Oh, mate. Where are you going? You lying dog.
You had no idea.
No fucking idea.
So here's the tackle box nearly full. Tell them when you laugh.
Oh yes. Take it down on your hip too, mate. Oh no, it's at the top there. That's where your strides were, yeah?
No, no, worked out what I did. I landed on the UHF.
Oh, is that what did all the work damage?
I reckon. You see, I've lost a fair bit of condition.
You're looking good, you look quite
Muscle wastage, mate, muscle wastage. Just not doing it.
Yeah.
Just going flabby, like you.
Sorry, it's shitty West End, mate.
It's cold. How good's this?
Oh!
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, Biggie.
Yeah, you're allowed to have that, John.
I am allowed to have that. It's come out here, straight through the tube into see ya. Cheers, mate.
Yep.
Oh, good to see you, mate.
We had a bit of a whip around because we knew that you busted some gear and we think it's only appropriate. It's one of the rules of the game on Trek the Trak.
I know what it is.
That if you break something, that you get it replaced. So I think we've got a new rib for you. So there's a new rib.
Thank you.
And we actually
we
thought it was a big one, that it might just cover the gap. There you go. And we actually whipped around, and it took a lot of hard work, but we've got a new lump.
So just
now, the issue is with this lung is it's still got a bit of stuff in it as well.
This is last year good, isn't it? So I didn't read you guys are pretty live on.
So I think that'll probably fit in there because you've got a massive chest with a huge heart.
That's a proper pillow, isn't it? That's right, yeah, that's it. I know why you're giving it to me now, because you're in Adelaide, you can go and buy more. I'm overwhelmed by you blokes rocking up here. It's amazing. I really appreciate it. Caught me by complete surprise. It's made my day. Oh, it's just made my week.
Are you coming next year?
Oh yeah, I'm coming next year. Yeah, I'm definitely. I'm in. Track 6 for sure. I'm in. If I get an invite, I'm
Surely
in.
you can get 3 days off next year for the trip.
Wah, wah, wah.